Hey, Tom here, Flip Anything USA. Hey, today I thought we'd start just talking about Real Estate 101, right? That's what people starting from the very beginning, I guess, like to refer to it as. And I'll take any calls anybody has right now. So, look, I've pretty much taken most of the summer so far off because I got a lot of property to take care of. And I bought 3 houses in the last, few months. Anyways, things are really doing well. These people that tell you not to buy in times like these are people that just don't know how to buy in times like these. And I said a while back, the fake gurus will soon be selling cars or whatever they sold before they were, try to schlep their courses on stuff that they've really never done. They're just simply taking materials that they've, are getting and basically copying and pasting and then kind of claim it as their own. But that's why you see fake gurus collaborate. They don't sit there and show you from the sky, the properties that they own and how they built their wealth. Because if we really want to explain that you built your wealth selling courses and not on real estate, and that's kind of the reality for most of them out there. And I don't know why that was. Anyways, sorry for that. Anyways, I don't know. Shouldn't have got that call. Hey, son, you better take a look at this Bluetooth because I shouldn't have got that call. Okay. Well, I turned the ring off. Anyways, hey, if anybody wants to call in at that number right there. Don't be shy. Just go ahead and call in. We'll get rolling on something and talk about something. There's a lot of people get taken advantage of in real estate courses and things. By just they're just following the wrong things. They're looking at lifestyle. They see a car or a house or something like that. Somebody made the comment. They go, "Hey, Tom, your properties don't look all that great," and they're stupid. They just don't know what they're talking about. And they were talking about a warehouse I was in front of, an old warehouse, right? An old warehouse that I probably net $180,000 a year income just from one property. Okay, and I got a bunch of them, and so that kind of foolishness. I'll give you an idea. Here, this property. Actually, these are kind of eyesores to a little bit. They're not terrible. But these are apartment buildings, right? And I bought this building, and flipped those and made about $1.5 million, a little more maybe, something like that. And that's apartments, right? And then, here's kind of an ugly duckling. This is really an ugly duckling here. This little warehouse, look at that. Ugly, right? Ugly. And that little property, I paid $240,000, and it's brought me in $60,000 to $90,000 a year. And when I sold it, I made $1 million. I sold it for $1.7 million, but I only paid $240,000 for it. And so, but in the time that I held it, it paid for itself several times just with the rents collected in a matter of, 5 years, probably paid for the whole thing. So these are the kinds of things that people get lost on. People watching, what do you got to say? What do you think? Are you afraid to invest in times like these? You should be cautious. You got to be careful. Do you feel like you know what to do, or can you be honest and say that you don't know what to do? Because I can tell you, most people don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. But we can go anywhere on this conversation. You guys gotta ask a question, or lead me somewhere where you want to go. So when I bought, I bought property. First property I ever bought, my interest rate. Let's just talk about this. How to start. I'm going to do this. Let's just talk about this. I'm going to give you an idea how to start. Okay. So I got this board here. So we're just kind of trying to get this going here because I want to make this simple. Really do. Hey, Leo, glad to see you. Oh, we got an echo. So we got an echo in the mic. Ryan, are you listening? Yeah. He says there's an echo. Are you hearing an echo? Yeah, sorry, Leo. We're not catching it. If anybody else got an echo, you can mention it. But I'll go on with this, and if it's too crazy, let me know, and we'll try to fix it. But anyways, let's just roll. If it's a slight echo, Leo, there's nothing I'm going to be able to do about it. Anyways, So let's just talk about starting, right? And Leo's actually in the class, by the way. And I've got high hopes for him. I think he's going to do really, really well. Sounds like a double chorus effect. Can still understand. All right. Jess, let me see. Okay, let me do this. I think I know why. How about that? Is that better? You guys let me know. I think I might have found it. Is that it? Can you still hear me? Or can you not hear me? Hey, Liveversity. Let me tell you, can you hear an echo, Liveversity? Anyways, I think I might have killed it. Perfect. Okay. Echo gone. Thanks. This, I tried like hell when I was a kid to be in the audiovisual. I wanted to be the kid that ran the projector and ran around, but I did not get that spot. It would have helped me today if I did. Anyways, so let's just talk about starting, okay? So look, when I started, I didn't have any money at all. I was 19 years old. So how did I make it happen? It was the negotiation, right? The negotiation. Okay, this is the key to making money, is the negotiation. Now, I'm not going to lie. When my first deal, it was tough times, and I simply said I would buy it, and I put $500 down on a building, and I'll just show it to you. Some of you guys know this thing well already, but I put $500 down. I think it was $500. I'm not even sure. On this building right here, 6,000 square feet. And I made the only deal that I could. First of all, it also took I had an agent that was hungry. He wanted to make money. He says, how'd you like to buy it? And I had hair down to my shoulders. I was a long hair, what you would classify as a stoner look in high school. And so what I did was I made the only deal I could make. And that was, I'll give you $500 down. I need to take possession of the property. And at the end of 6 months, I'll give you the $10,000 down. And there was an owner carry deal with $10,000 down. But what made it for me was the requirements that I had, right? It was basically the outline that I had to have, and that was 6-month escrow, the terms. Okay, so I want you to understand this. You if you want to be a good investor, what you have to do is recognize opportunity. And a lot of people don't recognize opportunity. Hey, son, I don't see where anybody can call in. Take a look over here, please. Just come around this side. Anyways, my son's going to try to get us up and rolling here, too, so I can take a call. All right, guys, so you're going to bear with me a sec. Anyway, I'll keep going here. So anyways, so I had a 6-month escrow, right? But what's funny is after I got this deal set, so I had 6-month escrow, and what that allowed me to do, I didn't have to pay rent for 6 months, right? And I even rented a little piece of the building out during that 6 months. So I had the $10K. Basically, the $10,000 came from not having to pay rent and being able to rent out to other people. Well, that was a perfect situation for me. And if I had not, like I said, if I hadn't had those terms, I couldn't have bought it. I didn't have a family with money that could give me help money, make it. I just didn't have those, I didn't have those, kind of connections.
Thank you for calling Collins Studios host and call screener line. Please enter your show.
Yeah, you guys can call in now, by the way, at that number you see there if you want to call.
That was an invalid number. Please re-enter your show or meeting number, followed by the pound key.
All right, guys, sorry about that.
Enter your 6-digit PIN number.
So, number 3, though.
Welcome, host. You are now in the host room and can manage your callers from the Call-In Studio web interface.
Sorry for that. Anyways, now you guys know how you can get on here. But number 3 was after I got this deal that you see right here in front of me, I was broke. I was back to paying rent and getting by, started a new company, and I was barely making it. But somebody offered me $20,000 more than I just paid for the property. So I knew the money was in real estate. That's what really set me on fire. And so I began buying everything nearby and around me. I do the same thing today. I've been doing it for 40 years. But like this little place right here, this was one that I had to have a partner. And so I got this lined up for $40,000. And my partner, Dan Compton, he put up the money. We bought this property, and he wanted to keep it. I wanted to sell it. We had it sold for like $56,000. So he gave me basically half of $15,000, and I walked, and I made $7,500. So again, my second deal was more like number 3, which was I had to find money. So I either had to find a partner or some hard money, as they refer to it today, right? Let's call it like that, hard money. And that is pretty much what you're left with today. Is you either got to have great terms that you can afford to buy it. And so let me just say something. One of my students here, he's made over $1 million, by the way, in the class. Do we have him back on there? Do we have Eric back on? Is Eric? Anyhow, my student Eric, I'm not even sure if he's on here right now. I gotta rearrange. I have more testimonials than I've had time to even put on the site. But did a really nice interview with Eric. I don't think he's on here. But all these testimonials are people that have made money in real estate. Let me see if I can find Eric in here. I don't see him in here. Anyways, Eric, he did something that I've never done. He got a fantastic deal under contract. Now, I have done that. But I said, okay, how much did you have to put down, Eric? He goes, man, nothing down. I go, wow, that's fantastic. And I go, and what was the terms? What was the interest rate? He goes, 0% interest, 0 interest. So he did, this is what's awesome. When you get that, and this is the beauty of real estate, there's the rules, there really is no rules. The rules are whatever the buyer and seller want to make them, okay? And I learned that with my very first deal, 6-month escrow, no qualifying. I never even met the sellers. I never even met them. They were far away. It's going through the agent. They didn't know that they were selling to a guy with long hair and driving a Camaro and no pickup, and it was kind of a tough deal. But this number 3 is more typical, right? My second deal, which is number 3, I was reliant on finding a partner. Or finding the money to make it happen, and that's what I did. And so Dan was my partner. I made $7,500 on that one. And I'll just give you an idea. I bought these other ones. Okay, here's another good one. So this one here, I got the deal. I went to my old boss. I said, "Hey, boss, be my partner on this thing." And he said, "Hey, Tommy, I don't want a partner." He goes, "But this is a hell of a deal." I go, well, what do you mean you don't want a partner on it? And he says, how about I give you 20 grand and you just walk? This is like 1985, 20 grand, that's like getting 60 grand a day, right? It's a big chunk of money. So I was like, man, that's a great idea. So I got 20 here. Now I got 27,000 between these two. Even though I got my little building here, I'm broke. I own the building and that's fantastic. But now I got 27,000 cash just between these two deals. And then me and the agent that sold me that deal, we made a deal on this little building. I forget about this one, it's not even marked. And this one, again, we made a deal, and I walked for $2,500. We were partners on it. So now you can see I go $27,000. Now I've got $30,000. Well, come back here, and you start to get in. Dan and I bought a handful of assorted houses out here, and I would say we did about 5 deals together and made an average of $5,000 to $7,000 per deal. Making $10,000 to $15,000 per deal, and so. By the time I got to this deal, and I thought this was going to be another one where I might need Dan, well, I didn't need him anymore because now I had about $25,000 of my own money now. What? Anyway, sorry about that, guys. Oh boy. Anyways, but what happened was, this was an FHA loan. This was an assumable loan, not a sub 2 deal, not a violate the terms. This one was actually allowed to be assumed, and I assumed this deal, but it only took about $4,000 or $5,000 as I remember. But I bought this, and then I did kind of a value add deal. I'll show you what I did here. If you look from the sky here, you see how there's a car parked right in here above my head. And now this goes to adding value. And I want to talk about adding value too, because you should always add value where you can, but you want to do it as cheaply as possible. So I had a driveway cut in here. It was already there. I poured this slab so you could park a car here. I converted the laundry room into, hey Ron, glad to see you in here, buddy. Ron here, by the way, is mentoring giants. He's a business mentor and also is a student of the class. And he's done very well. And so look, this is the little Mercedes. Oh, no, I thought it was Mercedes. Anyways, but I put this little pad in here, and I converted the little laundry room into like a mother-in-law quarters, is what we'd referred to it back then. And basically, I took the rents from $450 to $750 a month. Resold the place for $56, I think. So I made, what did I make? I made about, I don't want to lie to you, I don't want to mislead, but I think I bought this thing in the high 30s and sold it for like around $56,000 or something. Anyhow, made $15,000 to $20,000. But again, see how it builds up? 5, then 7, then 20 on a big one, and then another $15,000 on this. And so at this point, after this deal, I no longer needed a partner. And in fact, what I did then is now, and what something I like better than partnering is hard money, right? People say, gee, do you really want to pay, 10% interest for hard money or 12%? Listen, you're paying 50% interest day one off the top when you take a partner. So yeah, I love hard money, and it's a wonderful thing. So hey, if anybody wants to call in, that includes you, Ron, or Kelly, or anybody. Leo, actually, I think Leo's great. I'm not going to talk the details. I don't talk specifics about anybody. But anybody who wants to call in can share. They should, and other people will benefit in listening to it. It's the whole reason I started the mentorship. But it starts, like I say, it starts here, number one, with the negotiation, right? The negotiation is where you begin, and then it's everything. It's everything. It'll allow you to have a partner. It'll allow you to defer funds. That's a very key thing. It'll buy you time if you need time. A lot of times, because I'm a lot more powerful of a buyer than I was when I was younger. So now, I roll in and say, I'll give you cash in 3 days. Well, I know that we can't even probably close the thing in 3 days, but I make that offer. But it's my way of saying, I'm ready. You're not waiting on me. I'm waiting on you. Again, that's part of negotiation. I'm ready to go. Are you ready to go? I'm ready to go. Let's see. Hey, Kelly. Kelly, I have not seen you in class lately, by the way. I've been missing you, so please come in. Look forward to seeing you. So look, somebody call in, would you? I've got this thing going. If you can, I know some of you are at work, or maybe you're driving or whatever, or give me an indication of where. Anyways, I think you get the gist here. This is really, like if you look, Pace Morby, you guys know I'm not a fan of. They take the where the opportunities are the absolute slimmest and make it sound like there's just so much more there than is possible. It's not like that. And I'm telling you, not just my opinion. You can compare it and check it. And people say, well, you should have Pace. And listen, I'd be happy to do a one-on-one with Pace. We can talk about the deals we've done, and we try to pick each other's deals apart. And really, that would be more entertaining than patting each other on the back and say, you're great, Pace. Oh, Tom, you're great. Because you know what? I don't think he's great. I really don't. And the people and the students are horrible, to be honest. His students are laughable. They're terrible money makers. They don't make any money that I've seen. And again, I've had people talk big. And I say, okay, well, they say, in fact, this used to come out of the Morby camp. They'd say, hey, show me a HUD or you're a dud. I'm like, well, what do you want to see? You want to see $1 million made on apartments? You see $1 million made on houses? You want to see $1 million made commercial building, industrial buildings? What do you want to see $1 million made on? And of course, it's crickets. In fact, one person not too long ago, I gave him an opportunity to back his talk up, and he sent over 1/4 of the amount he claimed that he made. All right, so let's take a call here. Hey, caller, where you calling from?
This is Ron Douglas.
Oh, I thought that was Colorado. How you doing, Ron? How's it going?
What's going on, man?
No, and I got to tell you something. And I appreciate you calling in, Ron. Some people are shy. Listen, man, you can't be afraid to stick your neck out. You can't be afraid. If you do, you're missing so many opportunities. Somebody used to put it to me, and I love this analogy, say, you can't win the lottery unless you buy a ticket. Okay, and I'm not even talking about money. I'm just,
Yep.
you're not going to get a date unless you ask a girl out. You know what I mean? And these are lessons I learned very early on. And you got to step up. You got to step up. And somebody else call in also and hop in line here. But hey, Ron, what's on your mind?
Oh, not much. I just wanted to call in. You asked somebody call in and talk about some real estate deals. But I just closed on another deal, and so I've got some more moves happening. So I ended up getting a pretty smoking deal on a lot. So lots around here are pretty cheap, though. To be honest, they're about $25,000 for
How much?
for a lot, and
How much did you say?
25,000 for a lot.
Sure. And what's the plan?
And for a buildable lot, and that's with already has water and electric there, something like a tear down or something.
Does it have sewer or does it require a septic system?
Yeah, no, it's already got all that. So I managed to get one for $2,000. It's already got all that in a corner lot.
This is what I'm talking about. So, Ron, it's fun to watch my students evolve in their game, and I always I love buying structures, number one, because they produce an income and they help you manage and float and ultimately create an income. And that's what Ron's done. And now, once you have that cash flow, once you have an engine, I like to call it, that supplies you with money, you can start to step out of your comfort zone a little bit, and you can buy a piece of land. Land is negative, right? And the land doesn't produce anything; it just sits there and gives you taxes. But if you buy it under market, it gives you an opportunity to make tremendous. I made millions of dollars on that. I made a couple $1 million on a single piece of land before. And so, what are you going to make on this? You're going to just turn it and make $20,000?
No, actually, I'm not. I went down to the bank, left the bank, and the bank has already approved putting something down on the lot. So we're gonna. I got a buddy down in Texas that does manufactured duplexes, and so it's going to cost $130 built and set to put a duplex in.
What is it?
So I asked the bank for $150.
And how do they bring you that duplex?
On truck, on freight. Yeah, so they'll bring it up and set it. He'll set it and have it all done, and then when it's all done, it'll appraise for like $279, something like that. So, nice. And each side will rent for like $1,250 a month. So
you're just doing it for the income. Yeah. So
I mean, basically, I spent $2,000, and I'm gonna, I spent $2,000, and nothing else is coming out of my pocket, and everything else is going to be covered, and I'll probably make a little. Because, like I said, I told the bank I needed 150, so I'll probably pull 30 out of that, and then and then I'll be cash flowing. It'll be 2,500 for the rent, and my mortgage on 150 is I don't know what is it, like $1,200 or something like that. So it's not going to be much. So.
Okay, so the way you got there, and I just wonder. See, I was building homes, from the ground up, and I bought about 40 lots, and then I started flipping lots, and after I flipped 3 lots, and I made as much as I made on a house, which I was making about $60,000-$70,000 per house, but really I was probably only making.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was nice. I built a 1,700 square foot house, and I'd sell it for $170,000. And I'd put it on a $10,000.
Well, like you said before, though, nobody here takes chances. So I mean, I could sit on this lot for 5 years. The last house that was built here, was by me. Nobody built it. So, everybody's just too scared. So I thought, well, heck with this. So I went down to the bank and they promised me 7.5%. So between that and taxes and everything else, I'm still in at like $1,200 a month, and it's going to be cash flowing $2,500 a month. So
right,
it still follows my rule, which is double.
Right, and so I like what you just said, because this is really, like you say, people are afraid, and you know what? If you take time to educate yourself, you won't be afraid. In fact, and you say take a chance. Really, you're not taking a chance. I mean, really,
No.
what is a chance? You bought a $25,000 lot for $2,000. You didn't take a chance. You just made a smart move. And that's what it is.
Yeah.
And, like I say, I love what Ron told me one time. He said, Tom, the only property I regret buying, I still made money on it. He goes, but it was the one I think you said I didn't like. And you said it was because I told you it didn't feel like Christmas. And because I always like to tell you is if it doesn't feel like Christmas, don't buy it. And he still made money on it. But see, that's the option you have when you create that money engine. But you're not taking a chance. I mean, it would be foolish not to buy that deal. And that's what you got to realize is people say, "Yeah, Tom, you got balls of steel. How do you, like they think I'm strung out and just super thin." It's like, no, everything I buy, I make money on. I would be foolish not to buy.
Well, it's a no-brainer. Exactly. And this deal happened in one day. What is it? 4:30. I'm calling you right now. It's 4:30 here at my time. And I met them at the bank at 8:30, wrote them a check for $2,000, left there, went straight to my bank. Called the guy down in Texas, got him to email us a contract saying how much it would cost, send it over, and all that done. I got it all done in one day. Boom. Got it approved from the bank, and we're moving forward with it.
Yeah.
And it cost me $2,000.
Right. No, and listen, I never condemn anybody's business model, especially if it's somebody I respect, their acumen and their skill set, and that's certainly with you. Josh in the class, he's made about $1 million now too, and he has done it in large part, primarily just with land. But he's also a modular home guy, like you're describing, and so it's wonderful because people learn from each other in the class, and it's just a smart group. It's not where you make your friends; it's where you make associates, right? It's so much better.
Exactly.
It's not a friendship club, and believe me, we all like each other. Many students have gotten to actually know each other and help each other. We've all a great mix of people, but
Tom's been promising to put us together, and still hasn't done it.
Yeah, I need to. We got to. You know what I was going to do is I've actually got McKay away almost.
Don't invite us to Texas in the summer though.
No.
Don't invite me to Texas in the summer, man. I'll melt like a popsicle.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I don't even want to be here. Okay, I'm telling you, but we will. We will do. I think we're going to do it here. We're gonna, and I've got actually a new property that's pretty much set up that'll be perfect for that, and then plus everybody gets to go take a look at some other things. So hey, by the way, if you just got here, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It helps channel, and comment. It also helps channel. And like I say, oh good. Hey, caller that's calling, that might I'll let you come in a minute, caller, but Ron, thanks for calling in. I'll jump over to this guy unless you have something else to share. I appreciate you calling. I really do. Hey,
nope, that's it.
We got a
you
question.
Bet, Take care.
All right, bud. Thank you.
What's that?
Oh, I was just
going
to say.
What?
Yeah, no. Lifeversity's asking about a swimming pool, which I'll explain real quick on the YouTube. But thanks again, Ron. I always appreciate you.
You bet. Right. No problem. Take care. We'll see you.
All right, thank you. All right, we got another caller here. All right, caller, are you in the queue? Looks like somebody out of Northern California, maybe.
Hey, Tom, it's me, Leo, your student.
Oh, hey, Leo. Oh, yeah. Well, I know your area code. Oh, there's Josh too. Hey, Josh. Josh has just jumped in on the chat, and Josh is also, again, new millionaire, or fairly new real estate millionaire, and he did it with land, and he's a great example and a great, really, just a fantastic student, and somebody that is out there, and he's just like Ron, he's inspirational to the rest of the class, and thank God. And so Leo. I got a question here from Lifeversity. Lifeversity's talking about getting rid of a swimming pool. Is that what you meant, Lifeversity? He wrote here. Leo, maybe pause that, or if you can.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, let's see here. So Lifeversity wrote, I want to get rid of a pool. What is a cost-effective way to get rid of it? You can get rid of a swimming pool. And it's funny because I'm going to show you a property where we had that problem. It was taken care of before closing. But what I had is an apartment building where people would actually jump off the roof or off the walkway to get into it. I remember the address. It was 7945 Galt. Let me check it out real quick here. Yeah. And this is a swimming pool in an apartment building. Yeah, oh my God, yeah. And I made a lot of money on this property. It's this one right here. It's really kind of a weird looking thing. And so this is it. There was a swimming pool right here, right in the middle of this thing. And, this isn't more than 30 feet across. But so it was the perfect situation where you could, I don't know if you guys can see, but there's you can see the steps going up here. See the behind my head. Oops. Steps go up here, and you can go up this way, and there's a walkway all the way around these units. Well, people would jump off here into the pool, and it was just a disaster waiting to happen. I actually have a friend of mine that actually had a kid drown in his pool in his apartment building, and he got sued for $7 million, which was exactly $2 million over and above his coverage, including the umbrellas that he had in place. Always buy umbrellas, folks. It's very important, especially the more money you have, and hold those assets in individual LLCs. Don't listen to anybody that would tell you differently. You want to compartmentalize all your assets. It's like having, if you got cancer in your finger, it'd be nice to know that it can't spread. That's what an LLC does. It keeps the cancer from spreading. Sorry, Josh, you're the other Josh. Oh, well, you're going to be that. Yeah, that's great. I'm sorry about that, Josh. It's neat. We actually have multiple people with the same names. We got quite a few students now. Yeah, Leo, I assume you're still there. But anyway, I just wanted to get to Lifeversity's question on that real quick. I don't love swimming pools. I'd rather not. I'd rather not own them. I would rather not rent them out. A house I could deal with it, and I have done that. But I'm not a fan for apartment buildings. But anyhow, Leo, what's happening? We're not going to talk about how we make our money exactly in the class, but we can certainly talk in general about real estate.
Hey, Tom Bear. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you fine.
Okay, awesome, man. Just wanted to call in, and you're encouraging your students to call in. Also, I have probably a complete different thing happening out here in the Bay Area than Ron, like on the contract. Ron's in a honey hole, as you have known, but I'm out here in the Bay Area where things are just priced off the roof and very competitive. Things are still selling and trading at real high prices. I feel like there's a lot of owners that know what they have, so it's a little harder to find good deals out here. I'm not too sure how to navigate that. I guess just kind of working harder. What do you think?
Yeah, this is what's cool is, I try to, and Leo's a fairly new student, is I try to get everybody, it's like teaching them how to hunt. You're treasure hunting, just to be honest with you, you're treasure hunting. But there's certain things that can come up along the hunt, and that's like, hey, how do I handle this? And chances are I've been there, done there, and so it's easy for me to say, I'll just do this with a phone call. And anytime anybody needs help, and Leo, I've been responsive, right? When you've needed help, correct?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and that's important. I'm telling you, because that's what kills deals. I say it all the time. Time kills deals. So when I get a text, it's like, man, I wrote a letter for Almus today. Almus is in the class. He's a rock star. He's made a couple $100,000 now in real estate in the short time he's been in. A talented mechanic, and he's in New Jersey area, New Jersey-stan, as he would call it. He doesn't love the area, doesn't love some of the things that go on there, but great guy. And, you need a little bit of help. It's like, hey, I've been there, done that. I've written more letters. I write letters for all the time, basically you just got to know. You got to know this could be like to kill a lawsuit or to, make somebody do what they're supposed to do. I've helped Russ multiple times as well now. And what's nice is those are fantastic lessons to get. And for the students, it's like, man, they're never going to forget it. And now they have a new talent. With every problem, the way we resolve that problem and they see how it's resolved and they profit from it, they've got another, it's like another tool in your tool belt. It really is important. I'm a big fan of jiu-jitsu. I'm a purple belt, knocking on my brown. And I've been in 8-9 years. And I got a great coach, got a great professor. And again, it's like every time I learn an escape or how to compromise somebody's body one way or another, get them to tap, it's another tool in my tool belt. And I love it. And Leo, here's a boxer. I don't have you done much jiu-jitsu? I'd have to get off topic here, Leo. But I love it. Everybody, it's just so much talent.
Actually, I was going to say, I actually did spent years doing jiu-jitsu without the gi. So we dealt with mixing grappling with the MMA boys. All those guys, Jake Shields, Gil Melendez.
And you'd be a killer. So he's a boxer already. Listen, I'm telling you, boxing just kick your ass so quick as a workout. It's very, very, especially, add a little fright to it, because you don't want to get hit in the face. It's a fantastic way. And I really appreciate it. We used to box for like 2 minutes before we do jiu-jitsu. And the 2 minutes would be worse than a half hour of jiu-jitsu, but
you got to react fast.
yeah. And especially if you got somebody really intimidating, you're like,
with jiu-jitsu, with jiu-jitsu, you got a little bit of time to think. You can lock them up and then put your foot here, put your hand here, start working.
Right, but it's a tool, right? You learn something. It's a tool, right?
Yeah.
And especially you get to learn your opponent's weaknesses or a habit that they go to, and it allows you to punch them in the face or compromise an arm or whatever. And so I really learned a lot of great lessons, and the camaraderie, to be honest, is in jiu-jitsu has been wonderful, and we have that in the classroom as well. And so it's a beautiful thing, and hey, I got it real quick here. Josh wrote as a question here. He said, Tom, I have a big subdivide play I'm looking at. It would be a great deal. Let me see here. But would take 18 months or more. Would you roll the dice or assign it given where the market is at? If it's a piece of land, dude, it's all, here's the good thing. So this is the question. He's got a land play that's going to take 18 months. Listen, land is in general, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying anybody can go in and make money on land. But unless you've got deep pockets, it's a little difficult to hold a big piece of land for 18 months, and the market could turn on you. It can turn on you, okay? So I would say, if you got a fantastic deal, flip it. Just flip it. If you can assign it to somebody, dude, just flip it. I always talk about John. Oh God, no, not John. Can't even remember his name at the moment. But one of my role models when I was younger, and he would say, you can never get hurt taking a profit. And some of my students could probably tell me immediately who that is. But you never get hurt taking a profit. But you can sure get hurt trying to hold out for more. Okay. A lot of people think they're holding out for more money, but what they might be holding out for is a weaker market. And then you become more desperate and weak. It's like chapter 24 in my book, Leapfrogging. It's about you sell it for, if the thing's trending down, you sell 3 months ahead. Whatever you think the value is going to be in 3 months, jump to that value. It's going to be 15, 20, could be 100,000 or $500,000, depending on what it is. Less than the competition is selling their property for. But what happens is you're not playing tiddlywinks. You're jumping over. You've made your property the most attractive, and you dump it. You get rid of it, and you sell it. And then by the time it closes in that 90 days or whatever your terms are, guess what? Everybody's down to that number now. And now you would have to leapfrog from there and even further down. So it's a very important chapter, which, by the way, if you get the book, I'll put it up here on the screen. Wake Up and Smell the Real Estate. Again, been a bestseller on Amazon, Audible, and Kindle. Urge you to get it. Be the best $10-20 you ever spend. Take a look at the reviews. And this is all real stuff. I don't want them on terms, you said. Yeah, Josh, the deal is if you can flip it, and just take your money and go. Listen, I had that deal I was referring to earlier. I was like 25 years old, something like that. And I sold a piece of property. The property I made $2 million. I sold it for 2.85, and I'd only paid $200 for it originally. But I made over $2 million, probably $2.5 million. And now people say, "Oh man, you kind of sold that cheap." And it's like, and this is like 5 years later, it's worth some more, right? Well, the 2 million, I had parlayed that into a couple of commercial centers that when I bought them for like, collectively I bought them for $3 million, $3,150,000, something like that, a little more than the 2.8 I sold it for. And now they're worth $7 million, or 5 years later, and now it's worth even more. So you think about that one $200,000 investment I made, and I actually took a partner on that. He was a 1/3 partner. That one partner passed away, and now his kids are my partners, and I just send them a check every once in a while. But that was, my $150,000 roughly. And my partner's 75,000, say 225 for that whole deal. His $70,000 stake 20 years later now, is worth, about probably about $3 million now. And my stake on my 175,000 or 150,000, is now, worth, about 6 million. And I get a great income from that, right? I make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year on those, and I make more per year than what I paid for the entire property, including what I paid with my partner. So it's fantastic. There's just nothing like it. There's nothing like it, and that's why I'm so passionate about it, and why I tell people, you're foolish not to invest. Of course, you shouldn't invest if you're too lazy to take time to get educated. Then you are wasting your time. You don't want to do that. So, hey, Leo, anything else, buddy?
No, that's about it. Just kind of, giving me a contrast, from what I got over here. Just the Bay Area in general, it's tough. It's tough. But I'm not going to stop until I find a deal, and I know that, if you stop, you're never going to find it.
Yeah,
you write nine letters.
Yeah, let me show you a video. This is in your area, right? It's one of my students. Let me see if I can go there real quick. It's Ken. Let me find this video. This is really a good video for everybody to watch, because this is in the Bay Area, above the Bay Area. Ken, what was the city you live in? Where's your?
I think he was from Vallejo.
He wasn't in Vallejo. He bought something in Vallejo. But what I was going to talk about with Ken is Ken, a great guy, wonderful host, and wonderful wife's an awesome cook too, by the way. I actually spent the night there when I was leaving Napa. So here's Ken. Okay, so I want you guys to see this video. I don't know, but let's go in and check out the building. So this is Ken. He'd been in real estate 40 years. He wasn't quite confident in the commercial retail aspect of it, and so that's what he came to me for. And in a very short time, Ken made $1.4 million. And so, anyways, a firefighter, 40 years. We were talking about he'll. But watch this video. There's a video series with Ken I have in here, but to your point, Leo, what I wanted to tell you is Ken, and I can't find the specific spot, but he was driving me through the neighborhood in which he lives, and he was explaining how, it's not in this one, he was explaining how, let's see here. Wow. He was explaining to me how they had a model home within his place, that it didn't have a garage, but it was on a huge lot. They sold it for $70,000, and this is in a multi-million-dollar neighborhood. They just said, I want to get rid of this thing. Let's just get it done. In fact, I think this is probably the one right here. We're going to take a tour today, and Ken and I are just going to talk about anything we can. Actually, maybe this is it right here. That looked familiar. Really cool gated community. Yeah, we're talking about his gated community. Check it out. Okay, I want you guys to listen to this, and especially you, Leo, because this is kind of your neck of the woods, right? So listen to this part of the conversation, guys.
It's a structure that's about probably 1,000 square feet, and then there's a lot right next to it that came with the property. So probably about 2 years ago, and this is going to be it on the left-hand side coming up, probably 3 years ago, the developer sold all the properties, and this is the property right here on the left, the land.
Oh, that lot.
That lot right there, and then this building goes with this lot to the left here.
Oh my God.
And it's sold for like $85,000.
So this lot that you see on the side, which includes this structure, it's just basically it's like a little model house to give everybody a sample of the quality of what they can have in their bigger homes. 85,000 was the last piece. They said, I just get rid of it. 85,000. Okay. And now, this could be a guest house now, and they could just build the main home right up here. But you latch onto something like that, you could just build a garage and live in the thing, and be quite comfortable and live in a really nice area. This is a beautiful, beautiful subdivision, by the way. Oh my God.
And the guy immediately sold it for about $160,000 to $200,000.
Wow. And even was a deal.
Which also was a great deal. So that's I have to drive by here every single day.
You want to learn how to make. So it's funny. So Ken says I have to drive by here every day, and if he's like me, he's like, you got to be hard on yourself. Listen, I have deals like that. I have things I drive by and I go, I just should have been on my mark a little bit more. It could have been mine. I have a deal I drive by almost every day that I probably could have made $3 million on. It's painful, but it's okay. It's okay. You just got to get some of it, right? Get some of it. And you want to win more than you lose, and I've done fantastic. I got nothing to complain about. But those are the kinds of things that you need to know. The money's right under your nose, and you can see all these properties you see right here above me. To my side, there's over 100 properties here, and these are all properties. Every one of them I personally negotiated. I've flipped many of them, made money. Others I just own. I own free and clear and outright. And this is why I gotta sit here and goof off doing a podcast. I drive around my little sports cars, my little European cars, and just kind of keep an eye on the empire that I've built, and that's what I want for everybody. So anyhow, I'm going to wrap it up here. And Leo, I really appreciate you popping in, and Ron too. And those of you watching again, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and go to listen, sign up, take the mentorship survey. See right here. Let me get rid of this. If you go right here at the top, you'll see up here, apply for mentorship. Right here, apply for mentorship, and the webinar. Just apply for the mentorship. And, it's a tiny little form to fill out, and you got to talk to me, free. So it's like having a free consultation by just taking the time to, by just taking the time to fill out that little mentorship form that you see right here. Just that's it. And you know what? You can have a call with me, and you can tell me a little bit about yourself or whatever your concerns or goals are, and I'll give you the best advice I can, and no charge. Okay. So again, thanks everybody for watching, and we'll catch y'all later. Thanks.
Stop and listen. Time is on a mission to eliminate all the snake oil and the fake gurus that fake y'all. He'll show you how to build an empire, starting with nothing but a desire. All you really need is a good mentor, not a used car bullshit. With time, you'll learn to crush it. Investing like Warren Buffett. With real estate, you cannot procrastinate. Everyone who hesitates is left at the starting gate. Hey, yo, so don't delay and join today. The mentorship and flip anything. USA, go.